Hello everybody, thanks for tuning into another video. What we're going to be looking at today is a new power supply that I've just received. So some of you that might have been following my channel might have seen that recently I purchased a new Radeon 6900 XT graphics card, and ever since I've got it, I've unfortunately had problems testing this with various power supplies where it seems to be quite unstable. Apparently the cards suffer or cause sudden power spikes. So it means it demand a lot of power suddenly from the power supply at any random moment in time. It doesn't necessarily have to be when you're gaming, and because of that, the PC just goes into a panic and shuts down. So it causes a kernel power event, which I shared in one of my other videos, and then the PC shuts down. So I've not really been able to use this card properly at all, because I've not been able to run it from any proper length of time, unfortunately. So a friend of mine that's running the same card seems to be having success running it with a 650 watt Corsair power supply. He's running the RM650. So because I have a small form factor case, I've purchased the SF750 in the hope that I'm not saying that they're going to be the same and that smaller power supplies use the same components as large power supplies, because they obviously don't, cramming a lot more into such a small space. But I'm going to just try this out for luck. It's definitely under the recommended power rating of the 6900 XT. The recommendation for the 6900 XT is to actually use an 850 watt power supply, but I've tried it with a 1000 watt Antec power supply and I still don't have any luck. So I'm going by the fact that something like the Corsair, which is manufactured, I believe, by Seasonic, which are manufacturers of absolutely brilliant power supplies, the fact that the quality of the components hopefully is going to be somewhere in line with something like Seasonic power supplies, that this one is going to remain stable. Or the card is going to remain stable when using this power supply. So you get the idea here of how small they are, right? This is going to be replacing, this is an SFX form factor. So this is the small form factor power supply. And then the other alternative to SFX generally is SFX-L, which are a bit longer than this one. And that's the one I'm going to be replacing. If I just quickly bring my PC into it, let's quickly finish the unboxing and then let's have a look at what else we've got. So we've got the power supply, as you can see there, not very nice little unit. I'm just going to put that aside for now. And just quickly see, I've got a host of cables there. We've got the motherboard cable. We've got a bunch of cables with the Molex power connectors, PCIe connectors, which are the ones we're going to be interested in for the graphics card, and also a bunch of SATA connectors, as you can see there. I can just go ahead and open that up right now so you can see what's in it, hopefully without slicing any of the wires, because that would be catastrophic. By the way, I don't know if anyone's been checking out for these, but these just seem to be out of stock everywhere. I ordered one from Amazon even though it was out of stock, and 2-3 days later I got a message saying it's being dispatched, and it got delivered today, so I was quite happy that it turned around within under a week. That's motherboard power connector there. We've got some SATA power connectors there, some more PCIe 8 or 6+2, so these are going to be used for the graphics card, and also there'll be one for the CPU power, so that's the one there. So you've got an 8 port there. Cool, so I think we've got everything we need. Let's just quickly push that and UK power plug. Good to see that. Right, so let's just quickly show you what I'm going to be replacing. So here is the patient. This is my desktop PC. It sits in an NCASE-M1, fantastic small form factor enthusiast case. It can pack a lot of punch into such a small literage. You're talking about, I think we're sitting at just sub 12 liters, if I remember correctly, on this one. And there is the power supply that's coming out. So that's going to come out. This Zotac 1080 is going to come out again. It's been in and out a lot in the last week, unfortunately, while I've been testing various power supplies with the 6900. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this, remove that, install this little bad boy here. You can just see the power difference, the size difference there. You can see if I just hold it there roughly, you can see it's 3 centimeters shorter in measurement anyway. So this is going to save a bit of space in the actual sachet, and it's going to allow for a lot looser cable management. So the problem here is with this one is the power connectors are literally sitting just above the PCB or the back casing of the graphics card. So it's a very, very, very tight squeeze into this case. Hopefully when I get this out and get this in, and 6900, there's definitely going to be a bit more roomy in terms of cable management. It's going to be a bit tidier, less cramped, and maybe with a stroke of luck, we won't be getting the power cuts anymore. And then I'll be able to record loads of good videos for you guys off gaming on the 6900 XT on an ultra wide monitor. So I'll be right back. Hold on, I'm back. SF750 is in, the old SilverStone, which is here. SX800-LTI is out. As you can see, even when I'm holding it in my hand, you can see it's a slightly bigger unit. This is pretty much a square dimension. It's 125 by 130, if I remember correctly. The advantages of the SFX-L for me was not that fact that it's 800 watt, because I didn't need an 800 watt power supply, but because it's got a slightly larger fan. Larger fans generally make a little bit less noise, but there we go. What can we do? We had to get rid of it. I think SilverStone have got 1000 watt PSU, which is out, but it seems to be unavailable at the moment in terms of stock. I don't know what the availability is going to be of that. So falling short of that being available, I have settled for the Corsair. And again, because I know someone that's using the Corsair 650 for the same graphics card I've got, completely stable, I'm hoping that this is going to be stable in the same way. So nice thing about this is when this was in the actual case, it was mounted this way, the other way. I don't know if I could have mounted it this way. I think I had a problem with that because the fan back plate was hitting the top part of the case here, so I couldn't get it in this way. So the fan had to face inwards. Nice thing now is the fan is actually facing backwards, so I've got any heat blowing out is going to be hopefully coming out this way. And because the fan's facing towards the back, I'm less likely to hear that because this is actually facing the wall when the case is standing on the desk. So there you have it. Power supply is in. The graphics card is also once again in place. I've got the reverse adapters there as well now. So I think this is ready to give it a go, give it a good run and see how stable it is. I've connected everything up, connected my drives to make sure that it's using all the power that I need it to use. Obviously, SSDs don't really consume that much power anyway, but there we go. Drives are in. Most importantly, GPU is in, power supply is connected. Everything is back together. I've freed up some space on the case, which is great. So if you've got this case and you're wondering which power supply to buy, I think if you can get away with it, use the 750, because look at that. Look how much space I've freed up now. I've got a room here for better cable management. It's a lot less cramped, better airflow as well. So I think this is definitely a better option. Let's hope it all works. Watch out for the videos in the near future. If this works, you're going to see some videos coming up. 6900 XT running with the SF750 in an NCASE-M1, and hopefully some awesome gaming videos to come. Thanks very much for watching. Take care and all the best.